So, for the recording, officially, welcome to the masterclass, Magnetic by Design. That's exactly what we're going to be talking about today. And I already said before the recording, if you've been in my world for some time, you already know that I talk about this a lot about how to apply your human design to your business. So, without further ado, I'm going to share my screen and we're going to be uh, talking about the amazing world of human design. And let me know if you can see my screen. If you can see it, yeah, great. Thank you. Wonderful. So, magnetic by design. We're going to be talking about how to apply human design in business. That's what we're going to be sharing. Let's talk a bit about me. For those of you who do not know me, people who are watching the recording, I am a human design coach. I'm a business mentor. I am here for coaches, therapists, healers who struggle to get clients the traditional way. And I help them to align with their human design and attract the right clients, grow their business, and have fun again without the exhaustion or the burnout. I am an author of three books and some exciting news I'll share in the next slide. I am an international speaker. I love running retreats in Spain. Next ones are coming up in October. So if you feel like being in Spain for 3 days, working on your business in a beautiful setting, getting really profound breakthroughs, because these wonderful ladies had it in last November. This is a picture last November. Um, you're very welcome and talk to me about it. DM me, let me know, because I love telling you about the retreats. The exciting thing is that during the past summer, I wrote a new book. It's so exciting, and it practically wrote itself. It was really amazing. I woke up with the download of it, and I wrote the outline and everything. And within 6 weeks, it was finished, and I wrote incredible. I was inspired all the time. So it was just great. So in that sense, I love being in Spain because it's always great for my energy and my inspiration. So Designed to Thrive. I'm now in the editing mode. I don't have a official launch date yet, but do know that it's coming. And it is all about applying your human design in business. So this masterclass is just a tiny element of it. If you haven't done so yet, connect with me on Instagram, find me on YouTube. I'm upping my YouTube game there, so please join me there. Find me on LinkedIn and yeah, connect with me, get into my world. I'm happy to share my knowledge and the great things about human design. Now, let's talk about this. And I would love to hear it from you in the chat. If you ever experience this, promoting others is easy. Promoting myself sucks. Perhaps it doesn't suck, but it's harder than promoting others. Promoting others is easy. Promoting myself sucks. Second, I have a plan, so why don't I execute it? I'm sure you've been there. You went to masterclasses, you went to sessions, you made a plan, perhaps an annual plan, a quarterly plan, perhaps a business plan, a monthly plan, whatever it is. And then it comes to executing it, and you're not actually doing that. So if that's you, then let's have a talk. And third, if you've ever experienced this, I work so hard with hardly any results. Perhaps I should go back and find a job instead. I've been there. I've really been there. Actually, I did it once and it was the worst mistake ever. But in my case, I'm a 1-3 generator. I'll get back to that in a minute. But the three is all about testing, trying, experimenting. I tested going back to a corporate job. and it was a nightmare. So whenever you have experienced this, and I can see some moments in the in the chat, yes, yes, I did it last year. You're all three, 100% yes. In the process of finding a job as we speak. All right, Mariana, let's talk about this. So if this is you, then really let's talk. Because what happens when you think one of these three things is that you're trying to fit into something that doesn't work for you? It's like trying on a pair of jeans that is not made for you. It's not the right size, it's not the right model, it's just not made for you. When you, and I know I've done this so many years, I tried to fit in and to do the things that were needed according to the experts, and it didn't work. And I was like, there must be something wrong with me. Why isn't it working? I see other people succeeding, or at least they share on social media that they succeed. Whether they really succeed is a question, but anyway. But what we all try to do is to fit into a jeans that is not made for us. And this is what I really want you to consider when you think of your business. And if you are in the process of, perhaps I should find a job because I need money to pay the bills, it's so crucial that we look at what actually works for you. And with today's masterclass, we're really going to dive into the elements that could be shifting because you have everything you need to run a successful business. The only thing is, you're not fully using all your great elements and you're working against your design in some ways, so it's not bringing in the right clients or the right money. So this is the thing. So keep that image in mind. Like, I'm trying on a jeans that is actually not made for me. So the power of human design in business is that it literally gives you your user manual. It literally gives you all the hints that you need in order to create a great business, to offer the right services, and get paid in a way that you should. That is the power of human design in business. It's simple, but it's not easy because we have so many deeply ingrained patterns in us that we think we need to do things in a certain way. Especially in the online business space, there are so many success blueprints and the cookie cutter approaches, like do this and you'll be fine, 6 steps to 6 figures, 10 steps to 10K months, and as if that is the like the holy grail, where for many people reaching 3 or 4K a month is already very far-fetched. So the power of human design is that it literally gives you, like, this is how you're wired and this is what you could do best in order to run a successful business. That is what human design has done for me and for many of my clients, as well. So I'm always humbled when I dive into it and I see, like yesterday, I had a session with a client, and at the end of it, during the session, she had to take off her glasses and because she was crying, like, oh, it's like you're inside my head. I've known this all my life, but I've never done it, and I've never fully accepted it or embraced it. And this is what's going to change after today, if you let it. So let's dive into 5 steps that can really make a difference. For me, they are part of the human design client code. Looking at attracting clients, there are 5 steps that you could definitely look at. Step 1 is all about identifying what blocks you. And what is blocking you is, first of all, when you see those squares and triangles in your body graph, some of them may be white. And it means that you don't have a consistent energy there and you are receptive to other people's energy. And when that happens, they may get you off track. So you know where you want to go, you know what you want, because deep down, you know, but you think you don't know. And that's the thing. So when you get distracted from that, Monica, you have seven open, yeah. So it's and it's not a bad thing. It's definitely not a bad thing. I know Susan has seven open centers as well. It's not a bad thing, but it's something you need to navigate and you need to start playing with like, oh, wait a minute. Now I know and understand. Oh, you have six, Susan. Mariana has six open centers. This is so crucial, guys. If you don't know what is stopping you and what is bringing you off track, this is really tripping you up without you even knowing it. So looking at those elements that block you, and I'm only focusing on the centers right now because there are a few elements of your energy type, whether you're a generator, manifesting generator, etc. Profile lines, there are many elements that could potentially block you, but the open centers are definitely the ones that could block you. And I'm going to highlight a number of them. So, first of all, if you have your head center open and your Ashna center open, means that you are literally open minded, which is great because being open minded means that you are open to so many new ideas, suggestions, inspiration, etc. And that you find great ways to implement those ideas. So you have like 100,000 ideas, and you have 100,000 ways to execute each idea. So it's like a huge variety of ideas and actually making the ideas work. That's great because that brings a lot of innovation. It brings refreshing new angles to existing problems. But here's where it trips you up. It can be overwhelming that you get, once you have made up your mind, like, okay, this is what I'm going to do, there will be new ideas coming up. And then there will be new ways to execute those ideas. And then you're like, oh, but I could do it like this. Oh, but I could also do that. And I could also do that. And that's where you get lost because when you're overwhelmed, your body gets into freeze mode and you're like, I'm not going to do anything. I mean, I have an open head and open ashna. I was there many, many times that I was overwhelmed. And I was like, I really don't know what I should do because I like a lot of things. I can do a lot of things. What am I going to do? So the open head and open ashna is great, but you need to know when to stop. You need to know when to really connect to, okay, what is it that I want? And to really disconnect from social media, for instance, to really have focused time that you're on social media for like, I don't know, 20 minutes, 30 minutes max. Not watching the news is really helpful because it can distract you. And also looking at, various business coaches who have very different types of advice, like, oh, you should focus on LinkedIn, or no, you should focus on TikTok, or no, you should up your YouTube game, or it's like, where do I start? And this is exactly what happens with the open head and open ashna. So that is definitely something that blocks you because when you have too many ideas, you cannot execute anything. So it's like, oh, but I could do this or that or that or that. And then, before you know it, a day has passed, a week has passed, a month has passed, and a year has passed, and you're still stuck where you were a year ago. And it's so crucial that we get into your core of your design, like, okay, what is it you want? Because you know what you want. But it's important that you stay in your lane. One of my family members has a new car and it has a system that's called stay in your lane. I love that. It's like, stay in your lane, do what you're here to do. And that's it. So that's one of the blocks. The other block is the open throat. And if you, this is a throat center. If it's white in your case, your words, your expression, your self-expression can be very inconsistent. So because everyone says, oh, you should be consistent on LinkedIn or on Instagram or whatever. You should post every day or 4 times a week or, whatever frequency. But the thing is, what you need in consistency is that you're consistently adding value. There is nothing needed when it comes to consistent, as in like 4 times a week, 6 times a week, whatever. Of course, you need a certain minimum frequency, but the consistency comes from adding value. And it really helps if you have an open throat. Like me, I have an open throat. I struggle being consistent. And I beat myself up over it. Like, oh, I'm not consistent. I'm not doing it. I know I should, but I'm not. Why am I not doing it? Okay, let's create something and just get it out there and put something on LinkedIn, even if it doesn't really make a lot of sense. But this is the thing. Your consistency comes from adding value. So it's crucial that you add value. Having it like once a week, twice a week, that's great because, a certain consistency really helps for the algorithm. But it's all about consistency and adding value. And if you struggle with the consistency of frequency, and when you are thinking like, oh, but I should be doing more, I should be using stories, I should be doing whatever, please stop beating yourself up. Pick one platform and start trying to be consistent in adding value there. Only one platform. And if you get the hang of it and if it works well, perhaps add another one. But you don't have to. I mean, there are so many people that I know who are really successful in business. They don't have like a LinkedIn strategy or they don't have a YouTube strategy. They are consistent in adding value. So hopefully that helps with the consistency part. And then, of course, this is the heart center, the ego center. I could talk about all of them, but I'm not going to do that for the sake of time because I want to give you more elements and more value. The heart center is all about determination, and it's also part of the ego. And the ego, when this center is white, this center looks for validation, external validation. So when your heart center is white, you could be sensitive to other people's opinions. You could be looking for validation. So whenever you put stuff out there and people are not responding, people are not liking or commenting or whatever, you may feel like, oh, it doesn't make any sense. It's no use. People don't see me. And this is where it gets tricky because either you start hiding because you think it doesn't make any sense, or you start screaming louder. And both energies are not the ones that really serve you. Actually, they block you and they trip you up. And at the end of the day, it's exhausting because you're like, oh, I don't want to, I don't want to do more because it's exhausting. It is exhausting. So I hope this will answer some of those questions. It is exhausting, Mariana. It is. Yeah. Yeah. And Katrina, so many ideas, but don't do any of them. But this is the thing. So what you need is someone who helps you to pick the right idea and go with it. Susan had a day like that yesterday. Yeah, but that's the thing. Then you think like, oh, but it doesn't make any sense. I don't have to do this. No one is watching. Why should I even bother? Why should I care, etc. So I need to get rid of the screen participants. There we go. So these are a few elements of the open centers that could really trip you up. So if you don't know yet, look into your design and find what really blocks you. And then we're going to look at step two. No, what's this? That's just not what I want. Oh, technology. Love it. You love it. There we go. This is what blocks you, the centers. There we go. So this is a great example of a client of mine, Sabrina. She's a skin therapist and she has an open heart center. And she was constantly trying to fit in because she was afraid of other people's opinions, even though she is amazing at what she does. But she was like, no, I need to fit in. I don't want to ruffle any feathers. I want to be bothering anyone. Now she knows this is part of her design. And instead of acting on it, she sits with it. And she's like, oh, interesting. I'm afraid of other people's opinions. Or, oh, I'm looking for validation. Oh, I'm looking for compliments or praise. Interesting. Well, let's do it anyway. And let's do what I really want to do. So it's not that it will go away, or if you work hard, the white squares or triangles will be colored. That's never going to happen. But you will be able to deal with it a lot easier. You will observe it, you'll notice it, and then it's like, great, let's be a friend. Let's make it my friend and continue anyway. So that's about what's blocking you. Now, second thing, what I really want you to do is find your ideal business model. And for generators, you thrive on mastery. This is what you're here to do. Generators are here to master a skill and to bring that to the world. So what works really well for you is like a signature services model, something that you can repeat, you can improve, you refine it, and this is what you can bring. Another element is membership or community. That works really well for you as a generator because you have the energy, it's an energy exchange all the time, and that works really well. You build relationships, that's wonderful. And third, is working really well for you is workshop or teaching. I mean, look at these things. I'm a generator. This is exactly what I do and what I offer, and it works really well. When you teach what you love, you become a master at it. I mean, they always say, if you really want to master a certain skill, start teaching it. And this is exactly what works really well for generators because they have the consistent source of energy, but they need to do what lights them up. That's crucial. Second, for the manifesting generators, what works really well as a business model is a hybrid combination of having uh, like live in person things and online stuff because manifesting generates they have the bursts of energy and then they have they need the consistency as well, and they can build that with the hybrid combination. Another thing that works really well for manifesting generators because they're fast, they're easily bored, it's project-based work. That works really well for manifesting generators. It has a start and an end, and in between they can bring all their energy and then it ends and it's gone. So they won't have the opportunity to get bored. Third, what works really well for manifesting generators because they need variety. They need all the different things in their world. So a multi-stream income model. And whether that could be like courses, collaborations, speaking, online products, physical products, they need the variety in their lives. So the multi-stream income works really well for manifesting generators. Now let's have a look at projectors. Projectors don't have the consistent source of energy that generators and manifesting generators do have. So what projectors need to be aware of is to be really selective on what, how and where they spend their energy. So when they guide someone like one-on-one, it's a high ticket thing. And otherwise, for projectors, it's like an advisory or a partnership model. So you are being brought in with people who already have a community. So you are an external guest speaker, or you're an advisor, or you come along with people who already have an audience. So you don't have to do the heavy lifting and they can bring you in as an expert because then you're automatically recognized for being an expert and you're automatically recognized and invited to share your knowledge. And of course, that links directly to the teaching and the group model. So having a group instead of only one person, that is a very smart and selective way to deal with your energy. Then we have the manifestors, and the manifestors, they are the visionary leaders. So what they can do is to have a visionary leadership model, like a high ticket, bold offer, like a thought leadership program, a signature retreat, or group intensive. But it's important that you honor the energy. So the energy is coming in bursts. So it's a burst of energy, and you can move mountains, and then you crash. So taking that into account is important to when you create your business model. So that's also with the campaign and launch model. So launch a course, launch a program, and let others do the delivery or have it pre-recorded or whatever, but launch it because then you have the energy, you have the energy burst, and then you can take a step back. Either others deliver it for you, or you have it all pre-recorded. And the third one is a licensing or a certification model. So you create a training, a program where you license other people to deliver your thought leadership for you. So create something, make it either your own label or make it a white label, but having that as a model where people pay a fee in order to be able to deliver your knowledge to their audience, that is definitely going to help you. And last but not least, we don't have them in the group right here, but for people who are watching the recording, reflectors. The reflectors, they have 9 open centers. So what's crucial for them, they are receptive to other people's energy. So how can they use that receptive energy to their benefit and to everyone's benefit? When you are part of a retreat or when you are part of an event, you don't necessarily have to organize it yourself, but you can be there and you can sense what people need, and you know when something is right or when it's off. So that is definitely something to use also for the community and the collective model, where you are like the canary in the coal mine, where you sense like, oh, but this is what the community needs. Perhaps we should focus on this or that. And that's also in the consulting and the insight model. It's like, auditing, evaluating businesses, and really going deep into, okay, what's actually happening here? What are people not saying what they actually mean? So these are some of the ideal business models. And I hope to inspire you with some new insights and ideas on, okay, have I actually been launching stuff the right way for my energy type? So this is a great example. One of my clients, Ruby, she's a vocal coach. She's a manifesting generator, which means she's incredibly quick. But she experienced a lot of, I would say, stress and anxiety when she had to fill her singing groups. So she had launch dates, starting dates, and then she was like, oh, but I need the right amount of people. And then she had people in between saying, oh, I would love to have some singing lessons. And then she would have to say, oh, but we're going to start in January. And people were like, nah, that's too long, and blah, blah, blah. So what we did, we created a hybrid model of online stuff and in-person singing lessons. And now she has like an ongoing flow of clients. They don't have to wait until a new group starts, but she can offer her online stuff until she offers in-person lessons again. Um, so great. So that's the business model client case. Step number 3, and I'm sure I've told this before, it's the incarnation cross, what you are here to do. It's found in your incarnation cross, and you find your incarnation cross with the top two gate numbers. So in my case, it's gate 37, gate 40, and gate 9 and 16. And for me, that is the right angle cross of planning. That is my incarnation cross. So what I am here to do, my incarnation cross is all about translating complex information to practical stuff, bringing structure to chaos. That's what I'm here to do. Guess what I'm doing? So, looking into your incarnation cross is definitely going to help. So, a left angle cross of demands. Monica, I'm not going to really dive into the cross itself because I could talk for hours about that. But there is a distinction between right angle cross incarnation crosses and left angle crosses. The right angle crosses are mainly focused on your personal development, your personal growth. The left angle crosses are here to serve the community, the greater goods. So when you have a right angle cross, it's mainly for your own development. And the left angle cross also has a lot of community contribution. So, Monica, for you, and I can imagine that that works for you. There is a lot of stuff that can be done for the community, and it's also a beautiful link to the book, right? So it's educating community and bringing them to the point where you are with your knowledge. So dive into your incarnation cross, Google it, or ask me about it. And this Erna is here, by the way. So she has the right angle cross of contagion. What she is here to do is really talk about her expertise, being a Gene Keys expert and a human design expert, talking about it with enthusiasm and living it and sharing it. And the contagion part is where she is sharing what lights her up. That's when she becomes contagious. And that's how people find her. That's why people love her. But as soon as she is into the mode of, oh, but perhaps, I don't know enough yet, or blah, 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 or focus on just one thing, should share freely what she is all about. And actually, she's the one who inspired me to start looking into human design. So, and I'm still eternally grateful. So, Erna, you're here. Thank you. I love you. So knowing your incarnation cross is definitely going to help you. Step number 4, the way you attract clients through your profile lines. And that's the combination of the numbers. So I'm a 1-3. The line 1 is the investigator. And the line 1 attracts through depth and mastery. Line 1 is all about knowledge, information. Look what I'm doing. I'm sharing information. And it's doing it again and again and again that gets me through mastery. And that's how I attract my clients. Line 2 is the natural, and the natural is not always aware of the knowledge. It's not always aware of the talent and the wisdom that he or she brings. So the way you attract with a profile line 2 is through effortless talent and quiet magnetism, not by being silent about what you do, but share it, but from this calm energy and not from like, oh, I need to be seen, I need to be heard. It's just sharing from this calm wisdom. And there you go. Line 3, I also have the line 3, is the experimenter, and you attract through lived experience and relatability. I didn't share the story about courses, masterminds at the beginning of this session without a reason. This is my design. But for a very long time, I always thought like, oh, I need to be, ashamed of all the things that I tried that didn't work. Now I'm proud of it. I have 64 landing pages of stuff that didn't work. And others may be like, oh my God, 64 landing pages. And I'm like, yeah, 64 landing pages, because this is the way I go through life. And by sharing the lessons I learned, that's how I attract clients. Profile line four is the networker. So you attract clients through your network, through connection, through community. This is how you attract the right people. And if you try to do like cold calling, cold selling, you will end up feeling incredibly frustrated because the line four is all about the network. So collaborate with people, be a guest speaker, be a guest on someone else's podcast, use and leverage their networks. And that's definitely going to help you attract the right people. Line five is the problem solver, the fixer, the helper. And you attract through practical leadership and powerful presence because you always have a solution and you know it. You always have an idea. Monica, you're a 5-1. You always have an idea. And this is what you can share. And this is how you attract the right people by sharing the knowledge and through practical leadership and powerful presence, and not by, oh, I may have the answer, but perhaps I shouldn't be talking all the time. You are a 5-1 in your case, but you have a profile line 5. Please share it because you know solutions for stuff that other people may never come to. So you're very much invited to share your knowledge. The profile line 6 attracts the right people through embodiment. Many profile line 6 think they need to do a lot, but what they actually need to do is to be and live the example because they are the role model. So people are looking at them, but we are so, I would say, conditioned to do a lot of things. But it's all for line 6, it's all about being, showing up, obviously, but being, and therefore you attract the right people. So another great example is my client Arya. Arya is a sales coach. She is a 4-6 manifesting generator. She didn't know about her 4, and she's a sales coach. So she always forced herself to do cold calling, to connect with people, to reach out, but it always felt like, I don't want to do it. Now she knows that she's a 4-6, and all she needs to do is connect to her network, make her network do the heavy lifting for her, and that's how she sells. And this is incredibly helpful for her, but also for her networkers because they get the real Arya and not a forced person who's like, oh, I need to do this because this is what I teach people. Because people feel it, they sense it. Last but not least, your conscious Mercury. And you can see it here on your chart. It's this little icon. It's the female sign with the little thingy on it. In my case, it's gate 13. And you can see it here, 13.5. And your conscious Mercury is what you are here to communicate and how you communicate naturally. And how you communicate naturally, for me, through gate 13, is the gate of the listener. The way I communicate naturally is that I share stories, my own stories, but also other people's stories. When I listen to what people need, when I listen to what people are struggling with, that's what, and I communicate that, that's how I attract the right clients. So knowing your Mercury, looking at your gate, not so much the number, but really at the gate, and then diving into that, like, okay, how can I communicate naturally? And this is a great example. My client Blanca, she's a feminine leadership coach. She is a generator, and her conscious Mercury is gate 61. And the gate 61 is all about inner truth. So what she is here to communicate is her truth, what she knows to be true. And once she started communicating that, she started to attract clients and she started to get the right people because before she was, showing desired behavior like, oh, I should talk about this or that. But now she's really talking about her inner truth. She sends a newsletter every Tuesday. I love it because it's all about her truth and it's straight from the heart. And this is what people feel and sense. And this is how she attracts clients. So, to list them all, for me, the human design client code is this: identify what blocks you, find your ideal business model, know what you're here to do through your incarnation cross, attract clients with your profile line, so through that method, and communicate naturally by using your conscious Mercury. So these are the 5 steps for me anyway, and I know it works. And it's not like, oh, but this is a cookie cutter model. But because we're going to dive into your design, it's never a cookie cutter approach. Um, so how can we make that work? So here is my offer to you, the Human Design Client Magnet. It's a 4-week program. It's about stopping to work hard. It's starting to work smart. And that's what I really want you to do because your energy is your trademark, whatever your design is. And we really need to tap into it to use it, to benefit from all of it. So we're going to do a 4-week program. We're going to take 4 weeks to go through your energy type, your magnetic strategy, your business model. We're going to be talking about your profile lines, your messaging. We're going to be diving into your incarnation cross, magnetic presence. And then we're going to dive into your unique sales flow. And we're going to ditch all the stuff that doesn't work for you. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to start on the 15th of September. We're going to do it through weekly voice notes and training. You get it in a Telegram group. So there are no live calls. You can use your own pace. You can use your own step-by-step process and to really get marketing work for you because marketing is all about getting clients, branding, positioning, and it's all in your design. You will also get great customized ChatGPT prompts to get all your business cues out of your human design. Like I said, we're going to start on the 15th of September. Your investment is 357 euros plus VAT. And there is a special bonus until the 4th of September because I know it can be hard to decide on the spot. You're going to get a 30-minute one-to-one with me if you decide before the 4th of September. But if you're like, nah, I'm not so much for a group program, then I can create your aligned business blueprint covering all these elements that I just discussed. So you will have a fully personal profile document with all your business pointers, all the business elements. You get it in PDF and print. You get a 2-hour online explanation with me. You get the recording. You can do it whenever you want. And it's 297 plus VAT. I will drop the links in the chat. Trudy, how do I know my cross? I'll get back to that in a minute. So I just shared the links to the programs, and it could be that you want both. And today only, that's really only today, you can get both. Join the Human Design Client Magnet, and you will get your own personal 30-page aligned business blueprint for only $497. You will find the options when you click one of the links in the chat. You can see it and you can find it. Yeah, that's my offer for you. Trudy, you had a question. How do you know your cross and your number? So let me go back to the number, the conscious Mercury. That one is over here. You can see it in your chart. This is mine, by the way. But you will see it in your chart with this. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a sixth from the top. That is your conscious Mercury, and that's how you communicate naturally. And looking at your incarnation cross, is it's in your chart. If you've downloaded your chart from my website, the incarnation cross is written there. Or you take the top two on the right first, so 3740 in my case, and 916 on the other side. And those, the combination of those four make an incarnation cross. So hopefully that answers your question. All right. Any other questions? Any other questions? What questions do you have? I don't see any other questions. Okay, great. Love, Monica. It's wonderful. I saw a personal message. Susan, you have one? Yeah, you can unmute yourself.
Thank you. That's so much easier.
Yeah, you're a
Oh,
5-2.
cool.
Yes.
Okay, so 5'2" is my
Yeah.
profile. I
Mhm.
never remember it, but I loved learning today about that. Is the order important?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So that's a great question. So thank you for that. Let's have a look at the numbers because I want to show you the numbers. Here we go. So the order, the first number is your conscious design. So it's the number from the right-hand side, and the conscious design is the represents the position of the planets on the date, time, and place that you were born. The second number is your unconscious design. And usually we say like the conscious design number of your profile lines is something that you know it yourself. You know, this is how you see yourself. The second number is very often how other people see you. Because for you, it's a more, I would say, unconscious thing. So in your case, Susan, and we know each other quite well. So the five, you are an idea machine. So you always have a solution to a problem. You know this about yourself. The two in your profile may trip you up because you don't know how incredibly good you are at what you do. So that's the five and the two. The five is the problem solver, the fixer, the helper. You have answers to problems that people have. But the two is also about doing it effortlessly. It's so natural to you, where others are like, wait, what? What does she do? But by showing, and I think you're already doing that. You're showing with your videos, with the oracle cards, etc. But what I think you could highlight even more is that the fact that you're an idea machine. So when people have a question, you always have an answer. So that is something that you could showcase even more.
So that brings me to another question. So being a generator, I need to have that bounce back
Yes.
energy. So doing broadcasting out just feels like it's missing something. Because
Yeah.
you need to have a
So
problem to solve.
yeah, so what you could do is either you gather ideas, so you listen to what people are saying, and then you use that to broadcast. So, like I did, just the other day, oh, I spoke to a client and she was struggling with this and that. Oh, I can use that for my video tomorrow. So that is something you could do. Or like we did on YouTube, we just had a conversation
Mhm.
and that will bring out your genius.
Great.
That's
Thank
how
you.
you can be a generator. You can respond, you can do whatever you want. But that's a great way to do it.
It's, yeah, so those three things, now I can see how they work. I have to
Yeah,
have something to respond to,
yeah,
have some ideas. It does feel flat just putting out videos where I think that would be great for
yeah,
somebody who's a projector or
yeah.
Anyway, thank you.
Yeah. And also, when you have an open head and open ajna, so the top two triangles that I explained at the very start, when those are open, it's really hard, like, oh, tell us what you know, because then you're like, I know nothing, you know. I mean, that's for me anyway. I have an open head and open heart, and I have people tell me, "Oh, tell me what you know." I'm like, I don't know, but I'm a generator, so when I get a question, I can share my knowledge, and I have a lot of knowledge because I'm a profile line one. Any other questions from people? Feel free to ask them. And I would love to hear what you took away from today. What was the biggest eye opener or thing that you're gonna do differently? I would love to hear. Or unmute yourself, it's also fine. It's not that we're with 100 people here. So tell me what you took away from it. It's so funny because I ask this question a lot and people are like, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say because it's either it's a lot or it's like overwhelming. That could be too. Uh, and I also got a message saying, I really appreciate the free content. Great. Yeah. I love the approach and the wisdom. So happy to share it. This is, that really makes me happy. I'm a generator. Nina, you entered halfway. You like the business thing. Yes, you are a manifestor. Yes, I look forward to our one-on-one too. So do I. So do I. Monica, you said the business model was very interesting. You've been thinking about a workshop. Well, you can do a workshop, but it could be only you teaching, but not, having people in a room and you helping them to navigate stuff. It's it's too much. It's too much. That's great. Trudy learned it's not fitting and now I can do it. Yes. Darling, please do it your way. Don't follow anyone else's blueprint. You're a projector. You're amazing at what you do. You don't have to shout. It's just I always compare the projectors to lighthouses. So a lighthouse doesn't shout. A lighthouse is shining the light, sending out the signal, and the right people will pick it up. That's it. And that's all you need to do. It's not like a short-term overnight success, but it is a long-term strategy. But it requires faith and it requires confidence. That's it. Um, Let me have a look. It was Susan, I'm really curious about your incarnation cross. You have limitations. Okay, great. You can have a look at it, see what it means, and how you can use it in business. I can tell you a bit about it because I know your incarnation cross. What you are here to do is help people break free from their limitations. This is what you're here to do because your incarnation cross of limitations is all about breaking free from the limitations. And God knows you've done a lot of work on that. And this is what you're here to do for others as well. Great. Katrina was enlightening, give me lots to think about, ready to investigate further and get my blueprint. Yeah, you're so welcome, Katrina. I would love to. Absolutely. But that means being visible to be a lighthouse. Yes, Monica, it means visible, but it doesn't mean shouting. It doesn't mean doing everything, being omnipresent. You don't have to do that. Just pick one platform that feels okay for you and start spreading the light there. That's what you can do as being a lighthouse. But you don't have to be omnipresent. You don't have to do it all because you're a projector. Great. Inspired by the business model ideas, Mariana's signature service model. Yes. That would be great. That would be great. Let's have a chat, Mariana. I would love to have a chat about. I have some ideas. I always have an idea. I don't have the five in my profile. I'm a 1-3. But I always have an answer. Trudy, you have faith and confidence. I know you do. So start flying. Start flying. I cannot wait to see everyone thrive. I absolutely loved this. Susan, you're so welcome. Always a great class. I always love delivering this. This is, I really love doing this. So, yeah, we're gonna end the recording right here. It's almost 4 o'clock. I love it. I love it. Straight within the hour. So, if you have any questions, let me know. If you want the blueprint, if you want to join the client magnet, you're very, very welcome. I will be sending the recording, and of course, I will be resending the offer. And I look forward to seeing you really soon, either online or in person. Have a lovely day and talk soon. All right. Bye. Bye bye.